Start the recording. So good to be with all of you once again. It's been a while since we've been with you, even though we're with you all the time around you. There's lots to go over today. There's been a lot of changes that have taken place, some of which you have felt and which you know. There's a new S that we want to present to you today, which you can add to the series that we've been going over these last few channelings. But the first thing that we would like to share with you today is that the new opening that has taken place, the excitement surrounding the changes that are taking place, the opening that has taken place has provided a new energy to fall into the earth stream surrounding the earth. It falls upon you, but you must receive it. You must choose to receive it. It is not just going to automatically happen for you. The new energies that are coming in are coming from deep, deep within the galactic core. The energies come through from the central sun of the galactic core. And as you've heard before, they come through the sun, your sun, and your solar system. And those gamma waves that come down upon the earth come down specifically to enhance your ability to open up to your light body, to begin the merging to take place between your physical and your energetic, allowing the energetic to become more forceful, to become more a part of your life. But you must receive this. You must consciously know and receive it. It is not automatic. It almost will pass you by like the wind does if you're not aware of what's going on. Now, one of the things we wanted to share with you today, which is going to be very controversial, is that the feelings that you have within your body, your physical body, when these energies come upon you, is the same as the darkness that we predicted 8 years ago, that would come from the east and work its way across the earth, around the world, causing many deaths. What we're here to share with you about that specifically is the deaths are not occurring because of the blackness. The real darkness, the real blackness of what is happening is the fear that surrounds it. When there is an acceptance within your own body of the great fear that is taking place, that fear has an energetic vibrational value. As you accept that fear, in whatever capacity it might be, whatever direction it's coming from. That fear goes into your physical body energetically and will disrupt the chemical makeup, the molecules, the cells throughout your entire system, thus rendering some of the organs to not work properly, to not be balanced, to go off kilter, you might say, which causes a disruption in the balance of the entire physical body. Now, the message that is being sent from the world is that their blackness, their disease that they call it, is the one causing the death of the individuals. And we will suggest to you that that is not the case. The death is being caused by the fear, the overwhelming fear of what might come, what might be next, what is good or what is bad. The fear surrounds all judgment. It is polarized and completely balanced in itself. The fear is either plus or minus or in between. It is all of it. It is not just one way. So whether you look at things from one perspective or the other, if you're looking through that lens as fear in either case, the same energetic value of that fear is causing the disruption in your physical body. And notice how strong it is, how the world is totally encapsulated by what is going on. Yet within each soul, within each body holds the healing aspects for it not to take place. The healing energies that are strong within the heart to not allow that kind of vibration to take hold in your physical body. Why it is happening is because each individual soul has free will. They have a choice as to what they want to know, what they want to believe, what they want to feel. Unfortunately, it's because of what they see outside of themselves. They are being distracted by what is going on around them, instead of what we'll get to soon, being in the present moment. Learning how to be in the present moment allows one to be in balance, to not be distracted, to be cued in to what is happening in their own heart space, in the beingness of the moment. But when the distractions are as strong as they are, and they have become extreme, this can be a difficult process, especially if one hasn't been available to be taught, to see clearly, to know there is another choice. Through the various aspects of each person, and what we mean by that is the mental, physical, and emotional aspects. Those mental, physical, and emotional aspects were first put together and chosen by each individual soul. They weren't given to them by anything outside of them. As most of you know in your own journey, those aspects of ego were chosen by you. You chose them, each individual, each soul, as you went on your journey of living in this world, chose all those aspects and how they would manifest themselves in life itself as you saw it. Most of those aspects, a good part of those aspects, were based in fear. And now as you come to a point where the shift is available and the earth is moving on and transforming into a higher energetic value, those aspects want to hold on. They don't want to let go. You can see it all around you. If you just observe, you notice that you see more clearly than ever before of the extremes that are happening throughout the world, not just in your own community, not just in your family, not just in your intimate relationships. It's happening everywhere. There seems to be a movement towards making a choice, that there's no more in between. How much credence do you want to give to your trauma, your drama, your situations, the things that you have manifested for yourself and that you have believed in for so long, the definitions of who you think you are? How much energy do you wish to give to that anymore? Yes, in some aspects, it has served you in some way. It has given you some balance to stay in this third dimensional realm, to experience this third dimensional realm, giving you the opportunities to really feel egotistical feelings and emotions, to understand how they come and go, how they change your chemical makeup in your physical body. Some deep, some not so deep. But it's now coming to a time that those times are over. You have learned enough. For at the precipice right now, right at the edge, you are now looking off into the abyss. And you're not quite sure what's about to happen. You have a feeling. There's been a lot written by you and others about what is to happen. And today, we wish to celebrate the fact that it has already happened. We're here to tell you that it is all around you already. It is not something that you actually are going to manifest. What you will manifest is once you're with it, once you're balanced inside the new energetic realm that is already taking place, you might say there's an open ticket to begin to create and manifest a world that is in full balance with your heart. In some way, you are not going to create a new world. It is already there. It always has been. You just couldn't see it because you were hanging on to the definitions of what you believe is you. How much energy do you wish to continue to give what you believe is the definition of who you are? And how you're supposed to feel, and how you're supposed to act, and how you're supposed to be with one another. All the supposed to be's are all fears. You're the only one that can change that for yourself. As much as we send all this energy, as much as it's coming through from the galactic core, the strength that's unknown to you and has settled down a bit, so when it comes upon the earth, it does not destroy you because it's very strong and very high frequency. If you do not wish to release what it is that you really truly believe who you are, it's impossible to receive that energy that's coming in. because you are blocking it. You are choosing to believe more in something from the past than to open yourself to something that is coming to you, to assist you to be in the present moment. Now, the earth is already transformed. It is always already in a place for you to exist at a higher level. It is ready. There is beings all around you right now, even at this channel, that are present, that are holding you. They have their hands on your shoulders. They have a hand on top of your head, comforting you. Can you feel it? Do you question it? Do you not believe it? You have free will. All of those things can be a part of your journey. But if there is fear with it, it will be very, very difficult to feel the high vibrations and the love that is coming your way. Separation is over. There is no separation where you're going. Judgment is over. There is no judgment where you're going. So we say to you today that the work that must be done is not about trying to save anything or anyone outside of you. The S word today is saving. Now, saving has a lot of context to it. It has a lot of different meanings to it. For instance, in your third dimensional world, it's used in many ways. Saving money, which could be looking at hoarding money. Saving others, which could be looked at trying to save them from something they don't know they're doing, saving them from something they can't see, but you can. Saving yourself. Saving yourself from not having to feel what somebody else wishes to share with you because you don't feel worthy. Holding yourself back from experiencing something because you don't wish to go into that experience of feeling or becoming because you don't feel you're worthy. Saving comes in all kinds of different ways, and we suggest to you at this point in time that the only way that you will be able to sense this energy and receive it as it's coming in is to let go of trying to save everything that's outside of you and to begin to looking at opening up your heart. Saving yourself has all kinds of connotations to it. What is it that you're trying to save from? What are you trying to save to? Saving oneself is simply about just being in the moment. For when you are in the moment, in the present moment, and truly in the heart, there is no saving. There is no judgment. You're not running from something that you think was not serving you anymore or running to something that's going to serve you more. There just is. In that isness, things are seen, you might say, clearly, for there's true balance. You have a sense of whatever free will judgment was there before and hasn't served you, but you also have a sense of a free will choice that will take you somewhere else. The judgments fall away because there is no judgment in the present moment. There is only beingness. Now, depending upon the work that has been done by each one of you individually, that could create as well a lot of fear. For it's saying that whatever came behind me does not matter anymore. That all that matters is being in the present moment. And we'll say to you that there is no time here. So the past, the present, and the future are all together at one time. All experience, all opportunity is available in the present moment. It is not available in the past moment. It is not available in the future moment. It is only available in the present moment. So the ability to be able to receive the higher frequencies are only available to you in the present moment. Now, as each one of you look at yourself, you can judge yourself, of course, because this is what your ego that you created for yourself and manifested for your journey wants you to do. It doesn't want you to be in the present moment. It wants you to judge being in the present moment. It wants you to define being in the present moment. It does not want you to being in the present moment. But as you look at the distractions around you, as you get caught up in the definitions, even you might say spiritually, you become attached to the meanings. You become attached to the definitions. And you follow through as best you can and wonder why the doing that you've been doing isn't providing you with that feeling that you have had before. So once again, the distractions stop you from receiving the energies that are coming in. And it's in your mind. We know that we are not sharing too much with you today that you didn't already know, but we wish to reiterate these concepts, if you will, to help you understand that as these changes are taking place, it gives you an opportunity to look at them from a different point of view, from a different perspective, to do your best to not get wrapped up into what's been going on in the past, even as much as a moment ago, but to stay clearly in the present moment, allowing the heart's intuition to at least guide you. For in that moment, that present moment, the abundance of the entire universe is at your disposal. It is not a doing, it is a being, and that beingness allows you to feel and sense all of the universe almost at one time. Some of you have had this moment. Even if you've only had it once, you know it exists. Only if you've been in your heart, just for one moment, truly, authentically, you know this exists. Abundance is not a definition. Abundance is a feeling. Abundance can be felt in the present moment by just being with a flower. With just being with a tree. With just being with a lake. With a star. A sunset. Being with another soul. sharing in the moment, truly sharing, not afraid of letting the other being touch you, not defining how the other being is supposed to touch you. Opening your heart to experience however that's going to be without reservation. Yes, this can be quite difficult if we allow the definition to come into play. But when there is no definition, and it's truly only an experience, we truly honor ourselves by opening ourselves up in such a way that there is no judgment into any way that it shows up. When then is an opportunity that falls upon you, and the energy is streaming at the same time from the galactic core, it's like nothing you have ever experienced before you came down here. When you came down here, you lost the ability. You chose to, so you could find your way back. Before you knew all about this, before you came down here, you lived in it. That abundance was everywhere. You might say it might be hard to understand and feel and see or envision, but there was never a moment that you weren't present in the moment, that you weren't creating something, manifesting something to just experience with no judgment whatsoever. And then you came down here and forgot, and everything became polarized. And now that's changing. There are many who are trying to hold on to the polarized abundance that they believe in. There are many that are trying to prove to the rest of the world how great they are, how much they know, how much they can do for each other, how important they are. There are some doing it under the radar. There is a darkness that is here, and it's trying to hold on more and more, trying to create a world that they want to tell you is filled with abundance, that you must follow, that you must be controlled in and structured. And I know you all have a feeling this is not the way. And the more the light comes in from the galactic core, more it shines upon them and shines upon those situations that you see clearly. And you want to help all those. You want to help change all those who just don't see clearly. And we say to you, that is not your job. Your job was to walk in it so they could see you walking in it. It wasn't to go out and save others. It wasn't to go out and save the world. The world does not need to be saved. The earth does not need to be saved. She is fine. But she is transformed. And right now, some of you might even feel in between. You might feel that you're walking on both sides, or you're walking more on one, but feel the other one a little bit more, or a little bit less. We're not going to call this a separation. It's a transformation. You're going to be feeling it even stronger as you continue to work on yourselves. If you choose to do so, you'll begin to feel it stronger and stronger and stronger. And there will be a pull. You might think you're going insane. There is going to be a pull going back to where you were. The ego will not let go easily. That denseness will not allow the new energy to come in. It will do everything it can to stop it. And in most cases, causing distractions around you to have you look at things in a different way, and usually through judgment. The basis of the judgment, though, once again, is fear. And if you allow fear to come into your physical body, well, you know the answer to that. But with free will and choice, you can allow yourself to rise above it. And it's through your emotions that you can do this. It's not through thinking. It's not even through your physical body. It's through your emotions. As you begin to recognize the different vibratory value of the emotions that you had in the past, which we will tell you are mostly ego-felt emotions, versus new heartfelt emotions, there will be a freedom that will take place. You will notice a vibratory value difference, and you obviously will choose the higher frequency. There's more balance in it. As you continue to do so, more higher frequency comes into your body. And there's an adjustment that has to be made on your physical level, because you are not going anywhere. We have chosen to share with you a while back that you are ascending here. You are not going somewhere. You're staying here. And here will be more of a fifth dimensional density Earth. You will be bringing that energy and planting it into the Earth as you walk the Earth and become more of what they call your light body, your energetic valued light body. But there is a shift that must take place physically as well as energetically within you, because there's a time frame. There still will be time between the 4th and the 5th for the adjustments to be made. The feeling of that adjustment, the side effects, as you call them, of that adjustment is identical. It's identical to the blackness that has been surrounding you lately. The side effects of headaches, stomach aches, fevers, tiredness, especially tiredness, imbalance, all of which the energies that are coming in, that depending upon the amount of work you've done, that you're receiving, are causing an imbalance in your physical body first, to allow the cells energetically to begin to be balanced, to welcome in the higher energies. The physical effects of the shift to a higher frequency are the same as the present disease that's being touted. Now, some of you might ask, why is that? The players that be at the top that wish to cause the fear to continue to move on want to cause confusion, especially with old souls. They know if they can get even a few old souls to change their minds and not continue their journey and be distracted into their world, they can hold on longer. They want to find a way to confuse everyone, including old souls. So we're here to tell you that those side effects are the same. You still must understand for yourself and choose for yourself whether you wish to know that or not. As we speak these words to you, is there a tingle in your heart that says, that seems like truth to me? You still have a choice. But there's almost an immediate intuitive feeling of what is going on. Now we will say, of course, it's much better for you not to allow yourself to be connected to media, even to the phones that much, to your pads, to try and stay away from that stuff as much as possible. For underneath it, there always is some kind of message or energetic feeling and value that's trying to capture you in some way. If you're strong enough to be able to listen to some things just to get an idea for yourself of what is happening around you, to place yourself in a position to enhance your ability to love yourself more, then that's okay, of course. But we would say be very careful in how you do this. This is going to be happening more and more. The energy coming in, the feelings that you're going to have of being tired, it's not going to change overnight. There isn't a time frame, you might say, that this is only going to happen for you for a couple months and then it all goes away. For as you continue to rise in your frequency, your vibratory field of mastership, know that these feelings will continue. These side effects will continue. You might say they will just become a part of your journey. And in fact, in some cases, you might begin to celebrate them, knowing that, yes, I've just received a higher frequency. That's why I feel the way I do. How wonderful. And honor yourself and take care of yourself. Be able to let that energy sift in to all parts of your body, to welcome it into your cells and your organs, through your heart. This is abundance. This is true abundance. And don't be surprised as you begin to walk your walk with this kind of abundance, that you will be attracted and things will be attracted to you that continue to raise your consciousness even higher, that place you in situations that make your life easier to live, easier to flow, that incredible partner will come into your life, the one you are waiting for to share life with, not be attached to life. To have that one opportunity where the abundant flow of money will come into your life, that positions you in a place where there is no worry anymore, because you have just let go of the worry that you've had financially since you can never remember when. But because you have worked on yourself and saved yourself, the flow becomes easier. But the work must be done. Now, one of the other aspects of saving yourself that we wish to share with you is, again, emotion. But the way you look at emotion. We're not asking you to judge the ego emotion in any way. That ego emotion that you've carried for such a long time, through whatever traumas and dramas and so on, situations and families and so on that you've had. We're not saying it's a bad thing or a good thing. It has served you to get to where you are today. But it doesn't serve you any longer. Not in where you're going and not how you can receive the energies that the universe is waiting to place upon you. So if you're going to say goodbye to these energies, these emotions, simply give them back. Give them back to the earth. Give them back from where they came from. They have no control over you anymore. Why do you wish to continue to feel them over and over again? They don't serve you any longer. But it's not about attacking them. It's not about getting rid of them. It's about honoring them and moving the energy back to where it came from. The world, not the earth, but the world itself is a ball of ego emotion. It wishes to test you all the time. So give it back to them. The test is over. You've passed the test. You've positioned yourself in a place to now begin to grow into the new consciousness that is always around you. It's always available to you. You have been the one that's blocked it. You have manifested that energy blockage of emotion that the world wishes to live off of you on. It is time to give it back. Every time an ego emotion comes up, you can feel the vibratory difference between ego emotion and heartfelt emotion. Simply bring it into your heart and give it back to the world. It's almost like you exhale it back to the world. The world will accept it freely, for they will continue to do what they do to keep you in fear. But you can look at the fear and say, I don't wish to be with the fear any longer. If you're speaking from your heart, the words that come from your heart, the vibrations in those words are true. If they are just statements you are making, then they're coming from your mind. But once they're authentic, you can change yourself. You can heal yourself. This is what's called spiritual alchemy. Changing one vibratory, energetic feeling to another, to a higher vibratory feeling. By honoring the energies, the emotions that you created and manifested, there's a humility that comes from this. Not a bowing down, but truly a humility, an honoring of being able to experience the things that you did manifest and create, and knowing it was best for you at the time. And in that same humility, knowing that it's time for that to end. Because there's more to experience. There's no judgment in that. There's just a movement towards transformation. A beautiful experience. Growing more and more into the consciousness you already hold. And that's all around you. This healing process, this spiritual alchemy, is a very simplistic process, as you can see. You've had many opportunities to continue to do this. Yet many of you, because of the distractions and the fears that are so prevalent, especially during these times of your life, during what you say is the holidays, because of the dynamics that surround it that are so strong, the distractions seem to be more front and center. We say that that's even a better opportunity to practice spiritual alchemy and using it to change the energetic values that are present, that you are feeling within yourself from the distractions. Once again, we predicted this black rage that's coming across the earth now, around the world, was going to happen. And that many, many were going to be affected by it. It is something that has had to happen for this transformation, this shift to start taking place. You might say you can't sit on the fence any longer. Do you wish to still be a part of the old earth? Or do you wish to move on? We will say that those that are listening to this have already chosen to move on. There's a lot going on between walking in both worlds. To letting go and to die into yourself, as you've heard that phrase before, is a very, very difficult process to walk through. A letting go of everything you thought you were to something you have no idea of what you're going to be. The trust that your back is taken care of, the trust that we are all around you always, that you are supported in unconditional love, as you know what that is, the feeling of that. You have had that feeling before. Can still be tough, can still be hard. Because there's an aloneness that seems to surround it. We know this, we have walked through it ourselves. But through that very aloneness, through that very experience, comes a freedom. The freedom that your spirit has longed for you to feel. That your higher soul has been waiting for you to actually welcome home. That your heart holds every second of every day that you live here. This is where the abundance lies. The abundance does not lie outside of you. The abundance lies within you. To get there, to feel it, to open to it, to allow yourself to become it, is in the present moment. To save yourself is simply being in the present moment, more and more each moment, more and more each day, more and more each week, more and more each month. And eventually there are no months, there are no weeks, there are no days, there are no moments. It just all becomes one. You have heard this also, that time is going to go both ways. This is the way the denseness and the higher vibratory frequencies are as well. Time will go both ways. It'll slow down as if you are not even moving, which tells you you're still in the denseness, or something around you is very dense, Or it'll be going so fast that you will forget the days. You won't even know what week it is or what day it is or what just happened. Like the day has gone by and it's already time for you to go to bed. Then you'll know you're in the higher frequency. This is just a little tip for you to look at for yourselves. Not to judge yourselves, just to know which density are you in. The higher frequency, the faster time seems to be going, is bringing you closer and closer and closer to actually beginning to feel and see the new earth. You will be beginning to see actually the new earth that you've been waiting to be in, that you have been in all along. There is much going on with the planetary structures in your solar system and in the galaxy itself. You've noticed lots of eclipses that have been happening. Stronger and stronger energies, more and more emotions being played out on the table, more and more opportunities for you to let go of things. This is our assistance coming down to you, but you must choose it. You must receive it. It's your choice. We cannot do it for you. I never have been able to do it for you. But now is the time. All we hope is that you'll love yourself more and more each moment. Welcome in the beauty of the truth of who you are. We will tell you that you are not prime creator. You are not source. Not in the way that you know it. For there is no way of knowing the truth of the all. Prime creator is a step down from that. Source, actually, in your minds, the way you look at it, is a step down from the all. It is a very high frequency without question. But the all is incomprehensible. Know that beingness, know that feeling within you. Begin to allow it to become all a part of you as you grow into it, each moment, each present moment. Okay, I'm back. If anybody has any questions they'd like to ask, or I don't know how long that went. It was about an hour, huh? A little less. Anything come up for anybody while it was going on? Any thoughts, questions, comments? You got to be able to talk over here if you can. Rick just said it was a lot to digest.
Will meditate on being in the present moment and inviting the energies in help, or do you just need to be aware and invite them in?
Yeah.
But meditating tends to help me
Mhm.
stay in the present. Get it.
What's coming through right now from them is that meditation is a step towards that. That eventually there isn't going to be, let's say, a structured meditation as such. It is more of what we know as a walking meditation, where you're in the moment, even while things are going on around you. You're in the moment when you're present, when you're at work, you're present when you're running, you're present when you're skiing, you're present when you're walking, you're present when you're with your loved one, you're present with your family, you're present all the time, but yet are aware of what's going on around you at the same time. And that's kind of down the road, I guess. But meditation allows you to get there. It gives you the sense of what being present is. And then as you meditate, there was once in one of our workshops, we were listening to something I remember where somebody said, how can you meditate when it's so loud all around you? And the master said, when you can meditate when everything is so loud all around you, you are truly meditating, which means you're truly in the present moment, that nothing is triggering you, even with the loudness that is happening all around you. So it's kind of that aspect of it. Is yeah, it's a good step and it's a good place to go, but not something that you have to do. You know, it's not a doing as much as it is a being. Mhm.
I'm interested in hearing more about this prediction about this darkness that's coming. I didn't know anything about that.
Mhm.
I missed out on something.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
all right, that's where I. Okay.
yeah.
And what was that? Can you tell me more about that?
Yeah, so did you hear the question, you guys? If you can kind of, no, okay, you didn't. All right, Lisa asked the question of, didn't know anything about the darkness, the blackness that they predicted 8 years ago that was going to come around the earth. And she wanted to know more about that. So for those that weren't at that workshop as well, that was a channel that was done by Archangel Michael at the time. And he said that there was going to be a darkness that was going to come from the east. And that would first come across Europe to the United States. It would start near Washington and then move past and throughout the whole world. And then many, many people would die from the darkness, from this blackness. And, but that we would rise above it, that we would find a way through it. I believe that was most of it. That's how you remember too, right? Yeah. And so, sure enough, it's finally happened. And, you know, it happened a couple of years ago is when it began. And that darkness, of course, is what we now know is the big C. I'm not gonna say some words on the video here because I don't want to be censored on YouTube, so that everybody might get a chance to see this video if your channel if they wish to. Because I know the censors are out there looking for ways to stop these videos. So we know that they did predict that. We didn't know what it was at the time, but to me, it is pretty obvious at this point that yeah, that's what he was talking about at the time, and now we're given a chance to rise above it. It's kind of the way I see it. It's like now, again, it's kind of like we can't sit in the fence anymore. It's like here it is right in front of your face. So we're gonna rise above it. We bring our energies up to a higher place, or are we gonna subdue to the fear? It's one or the other. So yeah, you're welcome. Anyone else have anything? Just questions, comments? Don't forget to unmute yourself while you're there.
I have a question, Tomei.
Okay, speak up a little bit though, Nancy, okay?
Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, there you go. Good.
Okay. Hey, I just wanted to clarify when you were talking about die into ourself. Is that like letting go of everything we thought we were so that we can become what we will become? I mean, can you explain that concept a
Yeah.
little bit more?
Yeah, sure. But
Thank
that's pretty much the gist of it,
Yeah.
is that what we're going to let go of and die unto is our definition of who we think we are. So ever since you were born, of course, you had looked at life in specific ways based upon the experiences you were having around you. And because of that, you formed a program, that strategy, however you want to look at it, an ego of how life should be, because that's what made you comfortable. So as you move on in life, then you keep complementing that same thing, and over again, you start building up a definition of how you are in life, and that becomes who you are. And of course, we know that's an illusion. That the truth is that when I die in this physical body, my soul continues on. I'm immortal. So it's not really truthfully who I am. And so I must die into that definition so I can open up my heart and start feeling the truth of the energetic value of my whole self, which is my higher soul, my higher self, even the universe, connections to planets, and that I'm a part of everything. I'm part of the all. So, but that takes a lot of work, because we're so convinced in this third dimensional polarity that we either plus or we're minus, or something in between, but we're not all one thing. So we have to die into that understanding. And when we do, there's a sadness and a really deep depression of us leaving. And it makes it very, very difficult to walk through that. So they call it the dark night of the soul a lot of times, or a dying unto ourself, and the self being the small s self, of just being the ego. And it's a tough journey, without question. Does that help?
Yeah, thank you. Dark Night of the Soul too. Yeah, I've heard that one. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? I find it very interesting that the side effects of us ascending into our body, into our energetic light body, are the same as what's going on right now. So hopefully that helps support some of the work you're doing and the feelings that you're having. And to not get confused that, oh my gosh, I've got this or I've got that. And to know that just keep working. If it's just part of the journey, and keep moving and moving, and your body will get stronger and stronger as your energetic body gets stronger and stronger, and allowing the energies to come in will help as well. So I thought that was interesting as well. Don't be shy. I'm just getting a message up, and then I lost it. Sorry.
I have a question, but I don't know if you just answered it because I was disconnected for a couple minutes there.
Okay.
Near the end, it said something about loving yourself, and it's not like what you think, where you are source, that's actually a lower frequency and you're higher. That was just kind of like, what?
Yeah. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, I didn't quite understand that part. If you could speak to it.
Actually, I'll try and do the best I can to bring some words to the feeling of it, because that's what I was feeling, what they were speaking about. And there was a moment, I'm a little emotional here. There was a moment, it's like as soon as they were speaking that way about it, I just had a moment where I could feel that. And there are no words for the feeling of it. That what a lot of channelings and YouTubes, I mean, we all listen to them, and some talk about Prime Creator, some talk about Source, some talk about the universe as such, all trying to refer to this all, and it doesn't do justice at all to it. That there's so much more to the feeling of it than any word could ever explain or define. So I guess the feeling for me is that it's unlimited, and that when we place a name on it, that we limit the experience of what's behind it. It's almost like we're putting a limitation on it by giving it a name. So that's kind of what they were trying to share. Is I'm just sharing the feeling of what they were speaking when they were speaking. It's really amazing, and we hold that. I would not be able to feel it if I didn't have it already. And so I can just say you have it too, and everybody has it, and that it's so much more. And if we can just allow ourselves to do what they were saying about, can you be a receiver? Can you allow yourself to let this energy come in? Well, if we keep allowing our emotions that we have from the past to keep blocking the things that are coming in, it's just not going to happen, because we're choosing something else. And sometimes we don't even know we're choosing it, but that's what's going on. That's what I felt too when they were talking. So hopefully that helps.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sure it will.
You were
Wow.
talking, oh, okay. It was brought up that we'll get through this time. We'll get through this darkness. So, in a nutshell, I guess, is this individually we're doing this? Or is it in a way a team sport thing, kind of, so to speak? Or is this just everybody just has to do their own thing, I guess? Does that make any sense?
Yeah. Did you guys hear that? No.
No.
But you can hear me, but he's right next to the computer. It's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
You want me to say it again?
No. So what Rick was asking was, he was wondering, it said that we're going to get through this darkness. Tell me if I'm not.
Right.
That we're going to get through this darkness, and he wanted to know if this was an individual thing or if it was like a team sport that we all get together and walk through it. And so that's kind of the question, right? Is that basically it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to say it's both. And I'm speaking from my heart right now. It's both an individual and a team thing. First, an individual thing. It's kind of like, if you want to become a part of the team, you gotta find your heart. You gotta be in your heart more than not. Not that you're not part of the team, but kind of, if you're really going to feel the experience of what's going on, then that's just a part of the whole process, I guess. But first you have to do it yourself. And the feeling of kind of what they were saying, we're going to get through it. Yeah, the darkness, light is always going to overcome the darkness, let's just say in that way, not overcome it. But as long as we stay true to ourselves, even if you're the only one on the planet that does it, it works. It always comes down to one. But if we can do it together, then yeah, the energy that we have together obviously is more powerful than if we're just doing it individually in some respect. But even if just one does it, I believe in, and it's not a necessary belief, but in my journey and the work I've done so far and what they've shared with me all along, is that if I can just get one person beside myself, it's over. It's completely over. We can each do it individually alone, but if we can just get one person that will climb on board and open their heart in such a way, it's monumental, because we hold that, it's called prime creator. I hate to say that word, but we have, each one of us have that in us. And if that can be blossomed out, that's like the game is over. So anyway, that help?
Yes, thank you.
And they're coming through right now and saying, and that doesn't mean to save the other person. There's no saving involved. It's just assisting and serving and hopefully helping them open up to it. Yeah. Anyone else? Okay. I'm going to throw it over the airwaves. I'm having an open Christmas party. It's going to be an open house, Christmas Day. If you want to come, just let me know. Make sure to let me know, only because I want to know I have enough food and what food to make. There'll be plenty of gluten-free desserts. So anyone's welcome to come, of course. If you have nowhere to go, you can come here for sure. Okay, well, thank you all for coming, being a part of this. Oh, Amanda says thank you. You're welcome. Thanks, guys. Have a blessed Sunday and be safe out there. Love you. Bye. There's one. You see one right there? And I can't even